just trying to get a bunch of stuff off of my mind, and yeah, I'm trying to work, and I'm just like flooded with just tons of crazy thoughts, and I'm like just pacing around back and forth and just freaking out, and like I need to hopefully just get this rambling for a little bit, and just hopefully my brain just goes quiet for a sec again. Or like last time or a couple times ago, I tried to say what was on my mind, and it was so dumb that it just gave me like cognitive dissonance, and I was like, wow, I don't even know how to finish my thought anymore. And I guess that's it. And that was nice. It was like, I guess like so far, I think this is helping. I think it's good to just just say this and just be done. So usually it's sort of like that happen. Usually that happens, and usually that helps. Let me just check that my volume is up. Yeah, it's up, way up. So my voice is super loud. Perfect. All right. So what's on my mind right now is this Kentucky deed. I Yeah, no, that's not it. So when my electricity got shut off, I was needed to go to the electric company and show them that I had bought the house and stuff, and all this annoying things, and that didn't end up getting me anywhere until one time I called in, and I got the right person just completely by luck. Someone who was like, "Well, do you have the deed?" And I was like, "Well, the deed says that I bought it on a certain date, but then I don't want to get charged, like backdated. All of that is going to cause a lot of problems." And they were like, "Well, I could just look it up." And they're like, "Yeah, you just passed like some kind of automatic process. It just says that yes, I'm the owner of the house." And that was it. And I didn't get charged for all that time that supposedly everyone else was telling me I owed. And I was like, "Thank you so much." And yeah, different story with the water company. They told me that I didn't owe anything, and then they charged me $130 other fee. It just says other fee, and I haven't been able to get any details why or what the fuck that's about. But just $130 that I shouldn't be upset about. I mean, I can't do anything about that. I don't think. I don't think it's even enough for like a small claims lawsuit, and it's just like it really is nothing. It's just legally and in life and everything, and even if it was like 130,000, a lot of people that's everything to them, and then but at the same time, like people have lost that and just been like, yeah, well, I'm still alive and just whatever. I don't know. Sorry, I'm so just rambling. I'm so fucking. I can't fucking think straight. But I found. Well, I don't know where the fuck I was talking about any of that, but let's look at one of these. There's something. There's something here where like you can. This one, I think, has a link to the search tool. I think. Oh yeah, this is. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Wait, no. Click sign up. Click alert. No. Click. No, this isn't it. How did I find it? I don't know how I found it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it again. Where was it? Public legal deeds. Home, maybe home. There's this place. Sorry. Oh, what the fuck? No, I just. Is this it? Where's. There's like deeds. How to look up. There's this one thing where you can find. Where you could just see all the deeds. You could just see all the deeds. And you can narrow it down by month. And I. I was reading through like a bunch of deeds. I was trying to find. I was just messing around on this tool, just seeing what there is. But there's so many. You see all the houses that were bought. It's pretty cool, and you can just like learn a lot from it. Like I was reading through it, and a ton of them were bought by LLCs. There's just one that really bothered me because it was like these Salt Lake investors. I hate, Utah a lot, and it's fucking, especially like the housing market there just blew up, and a lot of people got rich, and that's cool when like they're people, but this is a fucking rich people getting rich, and they're just like, oh, let's put together this LLC now and just take up Kentucky's market too. Like, yeah, why not just get rich off of other people who, like me, are can't afford housing right now because the housing prices are going up because people are like making it that way. Um, and but whatever. I can't find this thing. I don't know. I just, I guess that was my rant, and I can't think anymore. So that's a good thing. Actually, no. The other thing is, I wanted to find my deed. I wanted to show my deed because I'm gonna do some math with it, and I can't find it. But here's the math. My mortgage payment is about 1,700. I'm rounding up, but it's like right around there. And I'm gonna pay it 12 times a year for 30 years. That's $612,000 that I'll pay for my house. But when I bought it, they sold it to me for 190,000. And so I get that there's interest that I'll have to pay over those 30 years. But I thought that it wasn't gonna be that much. I didn't think that. I was like, I'm gonna pay $612,000 for this house. That just blows my mind. That number that I didn't even think to. Well, they don't tell you what your rent payment's gonna be. I mean, not your mortgage payment's gonna be until like later on, and just like it's just uh, the whole process was so confusing and annoying. It's like, hasn't anybody bought a house before? Why can't you guys just answer me about like how this all works? But no, nobody actually knows how it works. Like the realtor only does the realtor thing. The mortgage person only does the mortgage thing. The insurance people only do the insurance thing. The title people only do the title thing. Nobody actually knows like the process. They just know like their little piece, and when they try to explain it to you, it's actually super confusing because there's a lot to it, and they're like, yeah, well, just sign these papers. And yeah, I gave up trying to understand any of it, but like this would have been, I don't know, it's just so sorry. Then I do have a point. There was there is there's I have this idea though to avoid all this. I just need to find other people who have the same terms right now. They're going to be paying this much for their house that's only worth like 190,000. And how to beat these motherfuckers who are buying in cash. And they're just fucking profiting off of just fuck themselves. Like fuck like they like I don't know, I guess that's how it works. They're just like using their money to get more money, and it's like being able to fuck yourself. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. Whatever. My idea is, well, if I could just make one extra payment, but there are 12 times 30 people who all contribute. Let's see, 12 times 30. What? Normally it does the calculator. Well, I know 12 times 3 is 36, times 10 is 360. I need 360 people who have the ability to pay $1,700. Actually, even less than that. They only would have to, because if I'm gonna pay it all off in cash right now, let's just do like 200,000, just rounding up, 200, 100. What the? I don't. Actually, I have a calculator on my computer. Why am I doing this? Calculator two 200,000. Let's type two 200,000 divided by 360. Everyone would only have to pay $500. So like the cool thing is I already have set aside this money to pay for next month's mortgage payment because I have to do that. But what if I was like, how about instead all 360 of us pay this much for one person, and then instead, and then that person from then on has their house paid off, and they still contribute uh, the next until it's everybody's turn. 360 people all get a turn, and it kind of sucks because well, actually whoever goes last never gets a turn. Ah, fuck. Well, I'm glad this happened. I'm glad I was able to just like try to think through it and get stumped and just get this off of my mind. Um, but at the same time, now you have like that much. But you did just beat those cash investors on one property. And now imagine if you could collect rent on it for more than $555 a month, then you're cash flow positive. Well, plus well, you probably have to be a little bit higher than that to be cash flow positive, to be because to keep up with like the damage that your renters will do to the house, plus the property taxes and all that other stuff, insurance, whatever. But yeah, well, houses like mine rent for about 800 a month in my area, and I didn't know that. I was paying more than $1,000 in rent for an apartment, a one bedroom apartment, and I was like, renting a house is gonna be crazy expensive. No, it's actually even cheaper than renting an apartment. Yeah, a lot of people here bought their houses when it was cheap and started renting them out and are making money on them, and they're only charging like 800 a month for rent, and they're gonna go up. It's gonna go way up. It's soon, um, but uh, yeah, I wasn't aware of that, and so I bought a house thinking that it was about the same as renting, and it's nowhere near, and it's about double what I would be paying in rent, and it's about and I'm gonna be paying it off for a long time, and I'm paying this much money for my house. But hopefully, also by the time the 30 years rolls around, $612,000 for a house would be like nothing. Will be a normal price, and it's like I'll still come out making money off of that. I hope, like after inflation and everything, no, but at least my house kept. Hopefully, it keeps its value and keeps up with inflation. And once I sell it again, I could get about this $612,000 in whatever that is 30 years from now, 2050, 20 in 2050. I'll be able to sell my house for this much, and this will hopefully still be enough money to buy another house that's about like it, or I guess smaller. I'll be downsizing as a small old man, and I don't know, whatever. It's just such a weird problem. But if I could get 360 people together who want to pay off their house, we could do something where I feel like we could come out ahead. I feel like we could do this faster and be making money off of it and not have to just pay like a ridiculous amount for 30 years and just be locked into this fucking prison. My house is like a fucking prison. This is a terrible, terrible decision to try to just like do this, especially on my own. And like it just it's so hard lately. I've been thinking about my house, and I hate thinking about my house because it's just no way to come out ahead, and there's just like going into recession is, well, being in it, it's already a recession officially, and it's who knows how much worse it will get while other businesses slow down, because it's like rippling kind of changes that propagate through the economy. That and I'll probably lose my job, and I'll probably lose my house, and none of this will have ever mattered. And like, I just put myself through so much stress and bullshit to get this house, and I still feel like terrible about the decision going forward. Like, there's just more ahead. There's just like $612,000 still hanging over my head in debt, and like, well, not debt. I guess I only have like $185,000 in debt, but like the debt, but to pay it off over 30 years, they're gonna end up paying all of this. So I kind of, in a way, I don't know. It just sucks to be in this position. And I was really confident that I'd make it through okay, because even if I lose my job, I could go back to working at Costco and Lowe's and make just as much money and have like 50-cent raises every 6 months at Costco. And I don't know, they take care of their employees, and I think that that job will keep up with inflation. Lowe's won't, but who knows, maybe something will change and maybe that job will become enough. But yeah, I could probably go back to just working two jobs full time at like $16 an hour and make the same amount of money. Actually, more money than I make now. I only make 55,000 a year. I used to be making more than 60,000 a year, and doing those two jobs. And I had double benefits, double like, yeah, both of those employers matched my 401k contribution at 3%. So that's like, I'm putting in actually 6% into a 401k and getting a 6% match, and of my total income, and which is kind of aggressive, but I mean, that's a 6% match of, like, that's pretty cool. Why not? Because, and I still had enough take home pay. Take home pay is so annoying though, because I was making over 60,000 a year, but I take home like $100 a day, and it was just kind of annoying to just like hit this wall of like, no matter how much you make, you still just like can't have it. You have to pay all the extra taxes the more you make, and like, just, and like, I, for a little bit, because my managers at Lowe's were fucking retarded. I was like paying double benefits, and then like just it was just such a nightmare to try to deal with, having retarded people manage a store where just constantly everything's getting stolen, and like nothing should matter, and they care about the dumbest things. They care about like, well, you didn't say that you didn't, that person while you were cashiering just now, you didn't ask them if they want to buy the Lowe's credit card. Like, fuck you. You realize how many people just walked out the door with free stuff, and no, we can't do anything about it? We can't even hire security, and you're mad at me for like not asking them to buy a Lowe's credit card. Fuck Lowe's. But the cool thing about that is like, you can literally think that and even say that out loud, and it doesn't matter. Your boss is like, um, that's inappropriate. And it's like, okay, that's it. They don't like, nothing matters at all when you're a cashier. It's pretty cool. It's one of the coolest jobs. And but you have to let all the other stuff roll off your shoulders, like just how much bullshit craziness happens in a retail store. Then just like the corporate greed that they just take and take and take, and watch like so much employee turnover and so much people who are like hate their jobs. And it's like, it's the bright side of it is that it's funny and that you don't have to care, but it sucks. But and the bright side is, well, it's not the bright side, but it could be worse. Like, there are worse jobs out there where worse things happen to people at work, where there's like people dying and stuff, or like actual like like a Lowe's store might get robbed, but there are places that deal with like much more dangerous situations. And, it's not the same as a bank robbery. It's not, and it's not the same as like just job risks of like being in a dangerous environment of like if you're in like a I don't know certain kinds of like an oil rig or whatever, or just like some kind of I don't even know, but they're much more dangerous jobs. And and yeah, so but now that we're going into a recession, there's gonna be tons of people with that same idea, like I'm super overqualified, but I'll just take this job just because you know what, fuck it, nothing matters, and I'm gonna be competing with them for a job at fucking Lowe's. Now that we're in a recession, so that sucks. And like, just I can't fucking think straight at all today. And I tried to do my job for a little bit, but it's like not going anywhere. I had to do some kind of training, end of year training for like compliance, and I was just freaking out. Couldn't understand anything I was reading. Couldn't take any of the tests. But after about 3 hours for something that should take only 20 minutes, I did make it through, and now it's my lunch, and I was just like hope that I could like get anything else done at work because like I just haven't been able to get anything done, and I'm still rambling. I was like I had like a good stopping point like 2 or 3 times, and I just kept going, and maybe I just need to tell myself to stop at this point, but I don't know if I can. But I'm just like fucking freaking out. All right, goodbye.